This is Jeff from the new Janky workshop, and today I'm going to discuss 10 tips in 10 minutes for the Glowforge, more or less. The first is pretty straightforward. Proof grade materials from Glowforge can be expensive, so you can go to your local big box store and pick up really any material for you to cut, whether it be acrylic or wood. In this example, I am using 1/8 inch plywood, which was $16 for a 4x4 sheet. You can take this even further by buying a 4x8 sheet and cutting that down even more.
Trick I do with the Glowforge, and sorry for the dirtiness, I need to clean this thing. But I have a blue tape line that's actually several layers thick at the back. So when I put my pieces of wood into there, I know what the top part in the Glowforge app is going to be, so I know I can't cut anything past that, so I can always line my piece up against that, and by having the tape stacked, it acts as like a little stopper for it. This priority mailbox box, which is a medium flat rate box, which if you cut off one side, one edge, and one main section, the width is actually 20 inches, so the size of the bed, 20.5 inches actually, from side to side, and 15.25 inches from top to bottom. And what you can do is I keep this pushed all the way up to the front, right along there, and then I'm going to laser that section out on the Glowforge, and then I will have a perfect map of where my printable bed area is. There we go. Sorry that took a minute. I needed to reinforce some of the corners there. But now we have our piece cut and put in place in here. So now I know exactly where the print area is on the Glowforge bed.
Another quick tip, if you missed it there in that last one, is when I go to print on the Glowforge, I will run print, then I will let it scan, and then I will adjust my image, and then reprint again. So that the scan is lined up perfectly, as the Glowforge tends to adjust a little bit each time you hit print. And you want that final scan before you go, so you don't waste any material or cut wrong on the material.
Now, Glowforge proof grade stuff is good. I have a lot of this stuff because it came with my printer, the Glowforge Pro. I put that stuff in here, and you'll notice that each of these has a paper layer on it. All this is just transfer paper, used for vinyl cutting and stuff like that. You can buy this giant roll, I'll have a link below, where you can get that from, and so you can put it on other types of wood. I like to put a nice shellac coating on it first, and then put the transfer paper on, and then all the burnsy marks come off a bit easier. And I'll show you another way to remove little burnsy marks, and all the smudge that you get when lasering, and another tip. On some prints, you'll get this burn off here. These little smudgy bits that get on your pieces, right? So, what you can do is take some denatured alcohol. I'm just going to use a little cotton round for this. Dab a little on. And then, smudgy bits generally will rub right off, so you can clean up your print. Now only do that if you shellacked it first, because otherwise it's just going to wear that into the wood. So shellac it first, then use the denatured alcohol to remove those burn marks if you're not using transfer paper. Another trick I do is I'll put something in like this piece of basswood here and align it to the edge, and then if I need to put something, I'll do other squares to actually use this for alignment if I need to put a piece in there. These are just little copper pieces of steel, or little copper metal pieces, and then I can make sure that when this goes in there, that is going to be completely square, because this is square to the edge and these are square to this, so I can add this in here and I know that this piece of wood is going to be square in there for laser etching. The only thing you want to be careful of is you don't want to hit the metal with the laser, so make sure that your cutting path is not going over the metal. Another thing, I have a piece of 12 by 20 wood in here, and you can see that it's not sitting flat. What I also keep is these 1/4 inch steel project weights, which I will link to the video on that in here, so I can put it in so it actually sits flush down to the bed. Another way you can support your material so it doesn't get all floppy at the end is if you have something outside of here. You can see I'm using that piece of steel again to hold this up, and it keeps this flat to the bed. Quick tip, by the way, when prototyping on the Glowforge, use cardboard. It's free. This came from the mail, but if you order anything online, you're getting boxes. And it's a great material to test with without having to use up your expensive plywoods, your veneers, your hardwoods, your acrylics, stuff like that. Test it on some plywood first, or cardboard, and then go from there. Hopefully you made it through. Exhilarating content. If you like that, you might like some of the other content we make. So be sure to check out some of the links below. We do other stuff with the Glowforge. We do lots of woodworking, leatherworking, metalworking, a whole bunch of stuff. So follow links below for more videos, and also in the cards and the like, subscribes, and the things that show up all around these parts and stuff like that. Thank you very much for watching, and we'll check you next time. Oh, and if you also have any tips and tricks and stuff like that with the Glowforge, please leave them in the comments below for somebody else. Let us know if you want to take those and we can make them into a video or something like that. I don't know. Good night.